have half battery on this camera because it didn't charge, because there's something wrong with it since I dropped it off the table, which is my fault. But I'll let you guess what's going on here. I was underneath the Jeep sealing it up, and guess what? Antifreeze started dripping out of it. Oh yeah, yeah. So, I mean, I just looked up and was like, oh look, another problem. It's never ending. I'm gonna have this Jeep for the rest of my life. I won't be able to get rid of it. I won't be able to get rid of this Jeep. God!
Alright, let me show y'all something. Alright, got my lightsaber here. I was already underneath this beast once today, okay? Which once is enough. But now I'm gonna do it again. Alright. You see where that bottom radiator hose attaches to the block back there? It's a thermostat housing. The thermostat housing is leaking. It has a thermostat that has a gasket around it, and that's what seals it. I went to the parts store. I'm like, I'll just put a thermostat in it. They didn't have any thermostats for this. This is a common vehicle. I would have thought they had a thermostat. They didn't have one. And I was about to leave, and I thought, you know what? Thermostat's okay in it. I turned around and I said, do you have a thermostat gasket? He goes, yeah, we have one of those in stock. Like, Advanced Auto, what? Tell me this before I leave. $2.43. I paid cash. I know, it broke me. But now I gotta get in there. It's only 2 bolts, but all that antifreeze is gonna come out. It's fresh. I just put it in there because I put a radiator in it. So, let's get that. Alright, so this thermostat doesn't look too bad, which is what I thought. It works fine. But it's a little cruddy, and you can see right there where there was dirt. Right here where the seal is. I mean, that's hard too. I don't know what crud. But that's definitely probably what was keeping it from sealing. And that feels kind of hard too on top of that. I mean, it's still rubbery, but it's seen better days. So I'm going to clean this thermostat up, and then, oh man, my pan is full. I'm going to clean this thermostat up, and then I am going to put it back in with a new gasket, and, let's see, there's a certain way this goes. There's a notch on it here. There's a notch on it here. But I need to clean this up anyway, so I'm going to do that.
To a code we all swore, for this life we have chosen, united soldiers to a common war.
Alright, so I saved you guys the liberty. And some time. I already put it back in, and I also saved myself some embarrassment of how long it took me to get it back in there. Anyway, I'm putting antifreeze back in it right now. I do want to show you, if you are doing a thermostat on a 2004 Jeep Liberty, and I don't know what all years that transpires to, but it's a 3.7 liter V6. There's a bleed screw on the top radiator hose right there, and you'll have to crack that to get the air bubbles out. of the system so you can get antifreeze the whole way through. Just a little tip for you.
Alright, so now, since I had the biggest spill since the BP accident, I'm going to have to clean that mess up, get this thing finished, and I'm not even going to say I'm getting rid of it. It might go, it might not. I'm just going to say that right now. I'm not jinxing myself. I'll just tell you this. No more Jeeps. Well, I better not say that. If I find a deal on a Jeep and there's no rust on it at all and it doesn't have any leaks, I might think about it. But I'll at least look them over first, and I won't just bid on a whim like I did with this one. Alright, so I still got to clean up my mess there. I'll just show you where I'm at here. I just got done heavily undercoating the whole underside of the Jeep. I'll just show you. Here, heavily undercoated. And over on the other side, we did all of it over there. You can see it's heavily undercoated. It's hard to see. I'll go like this. 1 second. You'll see it better. Heavily undercoated. So, I'm hoping this is my last time under a Jeep in the rest of my life. But, you know, I can hope in one hand and shit in the other and see which one fills up first, and I can almost guarantee you it's going to be the one with shit in it. So, let's do some different projects. Let's just do something different. Trying to think. I'm going to have to get some more footage during the week. Ugh. So, I need to change the oil on the Malibu, check the steering out. We can get video of that. Subaru, we're not going to see for a little bit. That's pretty much all we got right now is the Malibu. So we'll flip over to that.
Well, I should be at work right now, but I'm getting sick. And I'm going to almost guarantee you it's because I breathed some of that Jeep in when I was working underneath it. So now I probably got Jeep cancer. Anyway, and I had a little bit of insomnia last night. I had trouble sleeping, and I normally don't have that problem. So I didn't go to work today. It's later. It's almost noon now. I had to get caught up on sleep, and I'm gonna order some Malibu parts. Well, not really parts. It needs a battery, so I'm gonna order a battery. And somebody brought it up in one of the comments. Actually, it was on my Facebook page. Brought it up about ordering parts from Advanced Auto Parts. I already do what he suggested to do. But if you're going to go to Advanced Auto Parts to get any kind of parts, go into Google search and search Advanced Auto coupon codes. And go to Retail Me Not. And I almost guarantee you're going to find at least 20 to 30% off on your whole order. And I mean, you're going to save a ton load of money. And always order your parts online. Don't think that you're going to take that coupon code into the store, because they don't honor online coupons at the store. So order your parts, go in and pick them up. You're going to save a shitload of money. So that's what I'm going to do right now, and I'll show you what I get for a coupon on it. Alright, so we got a couple different price batteries here. We got this one, which is only a $5.50, and we got this one, which is a $6.50. I don't particularly like the cheapest batteries they carry, so I'm gonna go probably with the silver. Now let me add that to my cart, and then we will see. Well, let me see if it's available in stock. Add to cart. Alright, now I'm going to proceed to checkout. You can see right now it's giving me a discount already that they have on their website, but I'm gonna do better than this. It's showing $133. So let me go check coupon code.
Okay, so I went to Google and went to Retail Me Not, and you can see here we got 30% off orders over $50, 25% off your order, you know, stuff like that. So we're gonna do 30%. We'll copy that, and it automatically will take you to Advanced Auto. See, it opened up a new window, and I gotta go back to my shopping cart here and put my coupon code in. And you can see that knocked $20 off right there. Now I'm down to $113. So I'm down to the price of the cheap battery. And I'm getting the silver. So just a piece of advice. I always do this unless I'm in a rush and I don't have time to get online and I'm by Advanced Auto, then I'll just go in and pay for stuff. But normally not high price items. I'll even stop in the parking lot, get my cell phone out, and order it on my cell phone, then walk in. You had to wait for them to pull the parts then. But it works. It'll save you a lot of money in the long run, and make sure you always do that.
So there's what I paid. Actually, after I take my other battery in and get my core charge back, I'm going to be under $100 on that battery. Win!
Here's another thing. If you're doing stuff like this, and you do put a battery in a car, and it comes with, this one has a 2-year warranty with it, keep your receipt. Put it in the glove box. I mean, might not mean anything. They might not need it, but if they do need it, then they can go get a new battery for free. You know, just more incentive for somebody to buy the vehicle.
I've been delaying putting fuel in this thing because I haven't been driving it. But we need to go put some premium in it. Look at that. Oh man, my lens is dirty. There we go. When your fuel's that low and you're below 50 miles to E, it won't run full boost because it's like a protection thing, I guess. So we can't be having that. We need to run some boost.
And you know how to forget.
Much happier. She flew! She flew!
I'm gonna try to do this. This is a straight stretch. I'm gonna do a little power run. She lit in second gear last time it was this cold. I had traction control on. That shit kills you. Alright, so minus core charge, that silver battery, which is a step up from the cheapest one, was $91.83. And that's not too hateful for a battery. I'll take it. I don't get my oil and filters here because Walmart is cheaper and you don't get a discount on oil. So you can't use discount codes on it. I mean, it doesn't take anything off of them. So Walmart's just about a mile from here. So I'm gonna go there, get my oil and filter for the Malibu and look around. Maybe I get some cheap floor mats or something, you know, spice it up a little bit because I don't have a lot in it. So, you know, make it look nice. Spice it up.
All the wrongs and every reason why we've changed, and there's a storm inside my head. It's getting me in trouble, baby, and I can't break away. I thought that I could keep it low, take it easy, take it slow. We ended up just like before, so take it easy, take it easy. I thought that I could keep it low, take it easy, take it slow. We ended up just like before, so take it easy.
That was basically a guilt wash. I haven't washed this thing in months. Oh, it really needs hand wash. There's spots that the pressure washer wouldn't even touch, but I feel better that I got some water on it anyway, and it's not freezing temperatures right now. So that was, like I said, that was a guilt wash because I haven't washed it so long. It was just looking at me pretty, and it was like,
Come on, Dad. I haven't had a bath in a while. And I was like, all right, son, let's do this.
all right. So I got floor mats at Walmart. Quaker State was what was on sale, so that's what we got for it. And I got an AC Delco filter. So I'm gonna throw the battery in and then check the remote start on this thing. Alright, what's left on this Malibu is some maintenance checks, an oil change. I want to check the air filter, and I had to get a front end alignment, which will be off camera. I'm going to send it to my buddy's house and we'll get an alignment done. But I want to check that steering underneath. I did listen to it with the door open and moved it. It does sound like the rack has a little play to it. And that's what Jerry told me it was. He said it's, you know, the bushings in the steering rack. But I'll check it out and just see what's going on down there. Make sure nothing severe is going on. But it drives fine, so we'll look. Clean that up a little bit. to go ahead and drain the oil on this. This is the 3.5 V6, and it has a screw-on filter underneath. Thank God. But I also realized that yesterday when I was down here working on the Jeep and I had that big antifreeze spill, I used all my dad's shop rags, which I bought that box, but I used like 90% of them. So I need to go get him some more shop rags, and I used all of his gum cleaner, his gum cutter. So I'm gonna have to stock his garage up here. As soon as I get done with this, I'm gonna run to the hardware store, stock the garage up, so we're good to go here, and don't get yelled at. No, this is the story of my dad growing up here, and it still is. And 90% of the time, we weren't the ones that lost the tools. So, yeah, I mean, it happens. Alright, what I'm going to do now is what I tried to do on the Camaro and then realized that it made no difference. The AC Delco filter has the oh, what do you call it? Shoot. It doesn't let the oil drain back into the oil pan so that you don't have a dry start. So it's like a check valve in it. Well, these have it in it. But I'm going to go ahead and put oil in the filter and let it soak down in so that I'm not having a dry start whenever I start it up. And also another thing you want to do with your filters like this is take a little bit of oil, which you can see I overflowed a little bit. It's soaked down in now, but just dip your finger in it and wipe it around that rubber seal. I already did it. It's just, it lets the seal go on. If it was dry, sometimes it'll catch and kind of spin it, or it'll, you know, it'll mess up. And also another good tip is to check and make sure that your old rubber seal came off with the old filter. I have done it before where I put the new filter on, started it up, and come out and there's 4 quarts of oil on the ground. I'm like, holy crap, hurry up, turn it off. The old rubber seal stuck up where the filter goes. So then when you put the new one on, it just mashes them together, and it only takes a second before it'll blow oil out. So double check your surface, make sure there's no O-ring stuck on there, then put your new filter on. Now, I've seen 2 different things online now looking for oil capacity on this. I've seen 4.5 and I've seen 5 quarts. I'm going to go with 4.5 at first so I don't overfill it. A half a quart's not going to make a huge difference. If 5's what it calls for, then when we check it, we can see if it needs 5 and we'll add the other half a quart. But that's not a big deal to start it up on 4.5 quarts. So that's what we're going to do right now.
It won't start because the hood's up. Try this again. What's going on? Come on. I don't know what's going on here now. Problems. Even problems. I just started myself. I wanted to start it up, get the oil flowing through it. I also now want to see why my starter wouldn't work. Who knows? Worked that time.
Now before I set it down and I check the oil level, I want to check the steering out. Now that I have it up in the air, I ought to be able to grab a hold of the wheel and move the wheel and see if the rack's moving, or see if there's something else loose. So I'm going to get a light, get underneath there, look around. If I find anything, I'll show you.
Well, I'll tell you, sure enough, Jerry said it was the rack bushings, and I believe him. You get under here and you push on the rack, and it has a little clump to it. I'll show you. Alright, get back under here. Here's the rack. You hear that? I can move it just with my hand, just pushing on it. Right here. So, I don't know. I'm gonna check the bolts, make sure everything's tight. If we're good there, then just gonna let her go that way. It's gonna be as is. Well, the busted knuckle award goes to the Chevy exhaust heat shield underneath there. Got me. Ah, if it bleeds, we can kill it. Ah. Anyway.
You can get at the steering rack bolts from, the easiest way would be to take the wheels off. I just reached my arm up from underneath in through the wheel well, and they're an 18 millimeter. Put the 18 box end on there, cranked on it as hard as I could. The rack bolts are tight, very tight. I could not move them at all. So the rack's not loose, it's just the bushings in it. I checked the knuckle, the steering knuckle, it's fine. It's the rack bushings, and unless you take the whole rack off and put new bushings in and whatnot, it's not worth the time of doing. It's a painful job. It's a pain in the ass. Well, I don't know if it was a common thing on these Malibus. I did find an issue. I had my dad get in, turn the steering wheel, and the control arms underneath, the back bolt where the bushing's at, there's a bolt that goes into the A-arm. Both of them were loose, like really loose. So I tightened them up as tight as I could get them, and that eliminated a lot of the clunk. But the steering rack, it's still, when you turn the steering wheel, the rack moves a little bit. So the bushings are shot, well, not completely shot. The bushings have a little play in them in the steering rack, so it still makes noise, but it shouldn't be like it was. I think this thing will ride a lot nicer now, and it should make a lot less noise. Also, I checked the oil. It does take 5 quarts. That's what I got in it. 4.5 is what came out of it. So maybe, might have used a half quart, or they might only put 4.5 in it. So this engine's good. It's not using any oil from what I can see. With 62,000 miles on it, I wasn't expected to use any oil. But I believe after an alignment, this thing will be ready to go. That might actually have straightened the wheel out a little bit now that I tightened those control arms up. We'll see. I don't expect it to, fix that issue. An alignment will, but anyway, The Malibu is almost ready. It does need a good cleaning, but it's very cold out and I don't have time right now to clean it, so maybe I'll get some video of it later after I clean it. I thought about plastic dipping the wheels, but I'm only going to get one kit and I'm going to save it for the Subaru. But this is probably going to be the end. So my video got screwed up there. Anyway, back up at the house. Malibu's almost ready to go. I'm glad that I'm getting all these things done. So that's going to be the end of this episode. Like, subscribe, go check out some of my other videos, and we'll see you on the next one.
Hey-ya!